question. We don't talk about that. We want to talk about all the conspiracies in the world. We don't want to talk about how credit card companies have literally brainwashed us and made us think they're doing us a favor by loaning us money. When I was young, I was just so naive. I thought that the options when it came to leasing and when it came to just adjustable rates and all this stuff, I thought that it was the government or agencies doing going through measures to implement certain kinds of favors to people. I thought that if they were giving you a certain kind of interest rate or this or that they were doing you a favor. No, they're taking advantage of the feature in our mind which looks at a credit card limit, and we then conflate that with our actual dollar amount. There's something in our brain when we see how much we have for a credit card, we then presume, our mind tends to then make a leap and we feel as though that's our actual money. We're brainwashing, yet there's no conversations about that. There's no conversations about people having, why isn't it not normalized that people are having kids left and right without the means to provide for them a real, actual, stable upbringing? Like in actuality, it's the norm in our culture to congratulate. And by the way, this is white people, Hispanic people, but this is every race doing this. And it's this norm where you could be on your fourth kid. You got the guy just making, he's making peanuts. You got a stay-at-home wife, and it's like we're struggling. But then, we're struggling. We have two cars that our entire check is going damn near to paying the car loan for it. Why isn't there a broader discussion about, hey guys, let's encourage each other to not be this dumb, to not give in to what loan companies are looking for, what lenders are looking for? That is to scam us. It is idiotic that we have normalized and that we have acted as if borrowing and loaning money is good for us. Because ultimately what it comes down to is, as years go by, best case scenario, you've paid only $2,000 to $5,000 in interest after, let's say 10 years of playing games with the credit card company, or playing their game, playing the credit card company game. Whether or not you have a $0 balance or more than that, best case scenario, you've only given them $2,000 to $5,000. My point is that could have been $2,000 to $5,000 in your pocket if you weren't playing their game. But they've persuaded us and influenced us and made us think that there's something cool about it, there's something sexy about it, and there's not. They've duped us, but we're not talking about that. This rant, what this is, I'm bothered by the unimportant conversations eclipsing the more important ones. The people having the kids, the people getting married that shouldn't be. Stop pressuring people to get married when if someone wants to get married, they will. That is just so silly. It is just so asinine to have any kind of pressure towards having somebody make such a significantly legal consequential decision, if not just the emotionally consequential. Emotionally consequential as it is, if nothing else, the legal ramifications are absurd. And you want these people to do something that they should want to do if they want to do it. It's nonsense, but that's our culture. What I'm speaking to is that we are not having the important conversations. Our fixations are not on the stuff that's affecting us directly in our everyday life. I'm sorry, people are just drowning in debt, man. Everybody is talking about the recession is, the recession is put on hold. Like, talking about the recession hasn't hit yet, or people say we're in a recession, and then people say the recession, we're saying we're supposed to be in a recession. The recession has been put on credit. And then you have to ask yourself, so then what is it that makes people, that is driving people to spend beyond their means? Outside of food, shelter, clothing, your energy bill, and your rent or your mortgage, what are people spending their money on? People spending money on cars that have nothing to do with their functionality. It should be the norm. What is the most reliable vehicle? What is the vehicle that will last me the longest amount of time? That's not the fixation. The fixation is instead on a car that looks good, on a car that's just sexy to you, no matter what it is, no matter what the brand is, no matter the fact, even if it's a Kia, and despite the fact that people are breaking into Kias left and right, or despite the fact that it might be a car brand that is known for having having very, very easily corruptible mechanics. And so our conversations are not the right conversations. Our fixations are not the right fixations. And then when it comes to even our romantic pursuits and stuff, people are just so damn shallow. It is absurd that grown ass men and women are still focused on height. Grown ass men and women are still focused on appearance. Look, man, a healthy mind is going to express itself in a person's physicality. Because here's the thing, this is the thing. You can get 10 people, put 10 people, and they can all be attracted to you. It doesn't matter who's attracted to you ultimately. The first ingredient is who's attractive, but then the second most important one is who is compatible. And who is compatible is decided by what? A mentality. But if your fixation and your obsession is on looks, 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 then mentality will be a secondary priority. The mentality will be a secondary concern. It will be in the rear view. It will be in the parenthetical, and it won't matter. So therefore, then years will go by and you'll be like, they're not who I thought they were. Their mentality was never who it should have been, but nor was yours, because you've never challenged your mentality. You never scrutinized your mentality. You never analyzed your mentality, and you weren't hard on yourself thinking about what's wrong with me. How can I fix the things that are wrong? That's why growth and evolution is so good. That's why it's good to have a healthy obsession, I would argue, with being a more evolved person, with growing. Because then you'll make less consequential decisions in regards to how you spend your money, and you'll make less consequential decisions in regards to how you're spending your time and energy with who you're looking for to be a platonic interest in your life, a platonic component in your life, or a romantic component in your life, all of that. You're just not comprehending yourself enough as a human being and understanding that everybody is taking advantage of you. These companies are not doing you a favor, And then on top of that, because you're looking at, how about this? I'm gonna go just last thing, I'm gonna wrap it up to go further. The shallow lens which you're perceiving life, that shallow lens which makes credit card companies be able to fool you into thinking they're doing you a favor by giving you a greater credit limit and whatnot, and that they're doing you a favor by offering you more credit cards with like 0% interest and shit, which is always BS, because eventually the interest always pops up. That shallow lens and that shallow perception, it transfers to shallow considerations of the people you meet in life, the flimsy bonds you have. If you are dissatisfied with your bonds, it's because you made a shallow consideration towards it and you've earned it. This is the last thing. When I see people, the lives they're leading, and the people in their lives, and all the misfortune and all the confusion and all the unhappiness, they've earned it. That's the crazy part. A lot of people have had misfortune come upon them by just pure misfortune. It's like just bad luck. But I would argue way more people, the majority of people, they're earning their bad luck. They're earning this more misfortune. They've earned their crappy lives.